What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update and future stimulus update. As there's multiple different packages and provisions and standalone bills on the horizon, we're going to go over the latest details of all the stimulus coming out in the near future, as well as the $1,400 stimulus check in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates on all the different stimulus packages coming out in the near future. And don't forget to hit the like button, and let's jump right in. Tonight at 2 a.m. in the morning, so technically tomorrow, but tonight, yeah, same thing, right? Is actually daylight savings time. So we will be springing forward and losing an hour of sleep. That happens at 2 a.m. on Sunday or tonight while you're sleeping. So don't forget to move your clocks forward an hour if they do not move forward automatically. And yeah, more daylight, which is a good thing in my opinion. You can let me know what you think, but yeah, you lose an hour of sleep, but you gain an hour of daylight. President Biden says that by May 1st, all eligible adults that want to receive a vaccine will be eligible, at least at the bare minimum. This means that they will at least be able to get on a waiting list and receive a shot by May 1st, which is only about 45 days away from now, that all Americans will be, at least the ones that want the vaccine. There's still 25 to 40% of Americans that do not want to get the vaccine at all. So President Biden has ordered hundreds of millions of vaccines between Pfizer, Moderna, and the one-shot vaccine Johnson & Johnson. And there's basically hundreds of millions of more doses on the way. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says, as you can see here, that a day after the third stimulus check bill's passing, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has directed the U.S. House of Representatives to begin working on the infrastructure package, which is the next stimulus package on the horizon. This is actually probably going to be more money than the third stimulus check package that is passed. It's expected to be $2 to $3 trillion. It's expected to have a focus on infrastructure, and some people say that the net cost might be near zero because it will actually create millions of jobs and thus generate billions of dollars in tax revenue. And Nancy Pelosi has already met with leaders of the committees in the U.S. House of Representatives that will put together the package starting on Thursday this upcoming week. There will be stimulus provisions in this package by the time it gets done. We have dozens of Democrats urging President Biden to include reoccurring stimulus or monthly stimulus checks in the Build Back Better plan, which is the name of the infrastructure plan. And we have dozens of them already pushing for monthly stimulus checks tied to what they call automatic triggers for unemployment and the economy that will likely automatically trigger stimulus checks and unemployment boost bonuses until the pandemic is over if the economy hits certain thresholds. Because even if everybody gets vaccinated, which we know that everybody won't because there's a lot of people that don't want to get it, and we know there's mutations coming out, there's multiple different mutations of the virus that makes the vaccines less effective, and kind of those vaccines run a little more rampant than they would like, that even if they get the virus under control, that the economic situation will still take much longer to get under control. In fact, if we look back at the 2008-2009 recession, it took us 4 years to get employment back to normal where it was before the recession or the depression there. And many economists say that it took that long because they didn't spend enough stimulus. That was kind of the first modern day stimulus package, in my opinion, where the government actually helped prop up the economy. And in comparison, it paled in comparison to the 6 stimulus packages they have already passed for basically within the last 12 months for this economic depression. We've passed 3 stimulus checks. There was 3 other minor bills in there that were 6 stimulus bills total. And while there's more on the horizon, already this infrastructure where we already have dozens of Democrats pushing for monthly stimulus checks in the next package. That's kind of the best case scenario. Worst case scenario will kind of be probably a single another stimulus check in there. An aide near President Biden says that he doesn't want to be known as the president who sent out less stimulus checks than his predecessor. former President Donald Trump. And that President Biden wants to stake his legacy and his presidency with the next stimulus package, the infrastructure package. And it is something that both Republicans and Democrats have been for. Many Republicans have been for infrastructure for a long, long time. But it'll be interesting to see if we get any Republican votes or if they have to simply pass it through the reconciliation process again without any Republican support. And honestly, if Republicans don't support the next package, the infrastructure package, it's going to be either for one of two reasons. It's going to be either for one of two reasons. Number one, they don't want to spend that much money, and they're for infrastructure, but they don't want to spend that much money. However, when it comes to infrastructure, many economists say it actually pays for itself. So yes, you spend say $2 trillion, but you make more than $2 trillion back in revenue and tax revenue and taxes and job creation and all that stuff. So it's a net zero or even a gain. Though they will put multiple stimulus provisions in there. It really just depends on what we could see. In the near future, we're going to have a big push for the $15 an hour minimum wage. Although they won't be able to pass it at $15 an hour, they'll likely have to make a compromise somewhere around $10 or $11 an hour, but we will likely see a minimum wage bill pass in the near future. We're also starting to already see a lot of movement on the $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. We're now already starting to see congressmen and congresswomen speak out about it again now that the dust is just barely settling from the third stimulus check package. President Biden has said he is willing to do at least $10,000 of student loan forgiveness, and they passed a provision in the last stimulus bill that has already set the stage for student loans to be forgiven in the near future. And the provision in the third stimulus check bill says that the debt will not even be taxable, it will be tax free. Normally, debt like that would be taxable because it's forgiven. This also kind of opens up the way in the near future to see if there could be a possibility on not only student loan debt forgiveness, but what about people that don't have student loan debt forgiveness? If you don't have student loans at all, could you possibly see a credit for mortgage forgiveness, mortgage debt forgiveness? Obviously, not your entire mortgage, but maybe $10,000 or less of mortgage debt forgiveness? Could we see credit card debt forgiveness? I know those kind of sound like a fairy tale to some people, but if we go back even just a few years ago, student loan debt forgiveness was a complete fairy tale. People would laugh at the idea that the government would literally give you money to pay off your student loan debt or just waive your student loan debt. It was literally, people would laugh at you. And now it's a reality. Not only has the new provision been included in the bill that it makes the student loan forgiveness tax free, which basically sets the stage for this to actually happen, but President Biden has said he's for sure willing to do at least $10,000 of student loan debt forgiveness. However, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, AOC, and Elizabeth Warren, who's also the co-sponsor or the co-author of the bill for the $200 per month Social Security increase, have said that it should be more towards $50,000 of student loan debt. We'll probably see some negotiating there, but President Biden said he's willing to do at least $10,000 of student loan debt. And Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, you would think he would know what he's talking about when it comes to the law. He says that the president can do this simply through a presidential executive order. It doesn't even need to be passed through a bill or a package or a reconciliation or anything like that. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says this can simply be done through a presidential executive order. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the near future with the Social Security raises, the student loan forgiveness. President Biden also campaigned on a $15,000 home buyer tax credit, and we'll probably start to see all those things come alive now that the dust is settling on the third stimulus check package. And we're going to start seeing more congressmen talk about it and push to get these things done. The question is, will they be done in standalone bills? Will they be done in presidential executive orders? Will they be done in the fourth stimulus check package? And will the fourth stimulus check package have monthly reoccurring stimulus checks? Will it have standalone stimulus checks? I'll keep you up to date on all of these, along with when we can start claiming the mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance that is in the third stimulus check package, as well as when we get more guidance on the $10,000 of unemployment income tax that is tax-free. In the third stimulus check package bill, they passed $10,200 per individual, double that for a married couple. You can actually get $10,000 of income tax-free if it was unemployment income. This is for the year 2020. We're waiting on guidance from the IRS on how to claim this. A lot of people have already done their 2020 tax returns. You may have to file an amended return to get the extra money. This will likely mean an extra $1,000 to $2,000 in your pocket if you had $10,000 of unemployment earnings last year. Unemployment earnings is normally taxable, but they're actually going to give you $10,000 of your first $10,200 of unemployment earnings will be tax free. So depending on your tax rate, this will actually mean an extra $1,000 to $2,000 tax refund for you, or basically an additional stimulus check for you. That's already set in stone. That's already passed. We're just waiting on guidance on how to claim this. If you have to file an amended return, is there going to be a form to fill out? We're also waiting on more guidance on how to claim the $3,000 to $3,600 child tax credit that is actually in the third stimulus check package bill. This is already passed, and this is in addition to the $1,400 stimulus checks. This is $3,000 for children over the age of 6 through 17, and $3,600 per child under the age of 6. The IRS is setting up a system right now for you to claim the $3,000 for children over the age of 6, or $250 per month. They're actually going to send you monthly payments of $250 per month per child and $300 per month per child for children under the age of 6. The income qualifications are the exact same as the stimulus check. So under $75,000 for an individual, you get the full child stimulus check, child income tax credit. Up to $80,000, you get a reduced check. And over $80,000, you're cut off. Double that for a couple, and $112,500 for head of households. So I will keep you up to date on that as well when we get more information from the IRS and the Treasury Department. As you may already know, a lot of people have already gotten their third stimulus check via direct deposit. Comment down below if you've already gotten your third stimulus check via direct deposit. As of this point, the paper checks have not gone out yet. They have not been sent out yet. I will keep you up to date when the first round of paper checks go out. If you don't get direct deposit right away, don't worry. I will keep you up to date. They normally have multiple rounds of direct deposit and multiple rounds of paper checks going out, as well as the IRS says there will be some delays at the bare minimum, as they're sending out over 150 million stimulus checks and direct deposits just for this round alone. And they are going out faster now, which is a good sign for future stimulus checks, that people can literally get their money the next day. I mean, can you believe that President Biden signed this and people were getting their direct deposits literally the next day? That is absolutely amazing. Also, the IRS says you will be able to track your third stimulus check if you haven't got it yet. They said that the IRS Get My Payment tool will be available as early as Monday for the third stimulus check package. So that's really good news because as we know, there's always delays with some people's payments, and a lot of times there's no rhyme or no reason. Last time around, there was a lot of delays for TurboTax users, Tax Act users, and Jackson Hewitt users. And the IRS Get My Payment tool will be available as early as Monday, potentially. I will keep you updated. So the good news is that they're starting to send out the $1,400 stimulus checks. Remember, this is $1,400 per adult and for your children and for adult dependents this time around. And if you have any dependents, whether it's your child dependents or adult dependents or college student dependents, the checks go to the person who claims them as a dependent. It goes to the adult who claims them. So if you claim mom as a dependent, mom's going to get $1,400 in addition to your $1,400, but it's going to go to the adult who claims them as a dependent. Now, this comes as new news on garnishment comes out. The provision that they were able to write in the bill this time around is a little bit different than in the past. They had to pass it through the budgetary reconciliation process because, well, there's no Republicans that voted for it, so the Democrats had to pass it on their own with a simple majority through what they call the budget reconciliation process. So the wording they were allowed to put in there underneath those rules says that the Government will not take your stimulus check for garnishment. So the IRS and the government, all the government agencies, including child support, which is a government agency, will not seize your $1,400 stimulus check for garnishment. However, that does not mean that third party and private debt collectors and private parties can seize your $1,400 stimulus check. Now, I've done some research and it does look like that they have to have a lawsuit against you to have a garnishment in this way to take your money. Let me know down below if you have experience with that, if that has affected you, if you've gotten any garnishments from this stimulus check against you. We do have Democrats pushing to pass a standalone bill or an executive order, possibly. I don't know if this can be done through an executive order, but there's definitely a lot of Democrats pushing to pass another bill to prevent debt collectors and the likes from taking your $1,400 stimulus checks from private parties. Remember, the government won't take it, but some private parties may have access to it if they filed a lawsuit against you or they find other ways to get the $1,400. I will keep you up to date on this as well, as this is an unfolding story, and while we could see some movement on this here within the next 48 hours, even as early as. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates on the third stimulus check and the fourth stimulus check package coming, as well as all the other upcoming stimulus packages or details, the $200 per month Social Security increase, the fourth stimulus check package, student loan forgiveness. There's also a $7,000 funeral credit for people who passed away from the virus last year. The family can get reimbursed up to $7,000 in funeral expenses. And we're also going to have mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance coming out in the near future. So I will keep you up to date on all this. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free. And click the bell icon to all notifications so you get notifications when we go live. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. And me and my wife sell products on Amazon as well. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.